Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be on star rarity and explaining the star rarity. This is actually a video that I'd meant to do a lot earlier, but for whatever reason wasn't able to get it out. Partially because whenever I tried to make this video, the video would kind of be a little too long for my taste, so I'd constantly go back and re-edit it. So this video is going to be explaining everything you're going to be getting from like a 1-star unit all the way up to a 6-star unit. But in order to keep the video, within a reasonable time frame, I'm going to be focusing on generalizations. And so what I say might not necessarily apply to every single operator of said rarity, but it's more just going to be a general overview of what you get with each star rarity. So without further ado, let's just get started and start off with the 1-star units. So there are currently in NA only 2 1-star units, one of which you will get for free through completing the story called Lancet 2, and the second one is called, I believe, Castle 3, I believe is the number. Fun little fact, I guess, like 1-star units are actually a little bit rarer than 2-star units, partially because the only real way to get them, or to at least guarantee to get them, is to use the recruitment and to use the robot tag whenever it pops up, along with setting your timer low enough that it doesn't exclude 1-star units from appearing. So if you go to recruitment and you were to try to recruit something, you're going to need the robot tag to pop up, and you don't want to set it past, you don't want to set it up to 4 hours, so you want to set it to 350 at maximum. That's going to give you the best chance of getting one of these 1-star units. Otherwise, it's actually like fairly difficult to get them. And in fact, I don't think you can get them through standard like headhunting, so I think it has to go through recruitment. So far, both 1-star units have been robots. They fall into that under that robot tag. We don't necessarily know if this will always be true forever going on in the future, but it is currently true today, and there are some similarities that fall within that 1-star robot group, and that is first, they all have a DP cost of 3. And they all have this special trait of ignoring the deployment limit. So what that means is if a map lets you field 6 operators on the actual field, you can deploy this operator as a 7th operator, and you can in fact deploy both robots as a 7th and 8th operator, which is really good. And then it comes with the downside of having a long redeployment time. That redeployment time is 300 seconds. So definitely these are not things that you're going to be dropping in and out of the field very often. But Lancet 2 here is actually quite notable in their talents, because both of them do have talents, and Lancet's is an immediate HP restore of all allies. It starts off as 200, but the potentials strictly increase talents, and that's actually good, so you can max out the talent, get a big emergency burst heal. These operators cannot be promoted, and they can reach a maximum level of 30. As for the other robot, because I don't have it on this account, they increase, I believe, the attack and possibly, I believe, attack and defense of your units by a percentage. Moving on to the 2-star units. These are your starter units that you're going to be given for free from the get-go, and you can get multiple copies of these guys from recruitment. And they can also reach a maximum level of 30, at which point they will unlock a talent. Of these operators, notable talents include 12F. So when he gets to level 30, he gets a dodge rate up talent. And this talent, he's actually used sometimes in certain strategies where you drop him in and have him become the focus of a key physical attack, and just hope that he dodge tanks it. So yeah, very notable. And Rangers also has a pretty good talent in his anti-air mastery that significantly increases his attacks against aerial units. This actually lets him pull well above his star weight and, deal damage comparable to higher star units. So those two have like notable talents. Aside from that, yeah, you can read these units can reach level 30. I wouldn't really recommend investing. I mean, you don't really invest too much to get them leveled up, but yeah, aside these two are in particular, you have talents that are worth it. Noir is another one that I know some people like to invest in quite a bit, just because his talent really does let him get fairly tanky and compete with higher tier units as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for 2-star units. So 3-star units is where I think things start to really get more interesting, just because 3-star units are where all operators now start off with a skill, and skills play an important role in a like operator strength, and just the fact that 2-star and 1-star units don't have them is a really huge downside to them. So 3-star units, there are some notable ones that are like really worth investing into. Like I know Melantha is actually a very popular one. I think I have her. Yeah, I have her leveled up, and these operators, like I said before, start with some kind of skill. Most of these skills are fairly simple and usually just some kind of attack stat modifier. In some cases here, like Midnight, he also converts his damage into arts damage, which is like nice. But yeah, usually they're just like simple attack modifiers or some very simple bonus, and that, even though they're fairly simple, is still a massive boon, because lower tier operators don't get that at all. The other thing too is that most of them will receive a talent upon promotion. So in addition to getting bonus levels, so they get 10 bonus levels, they can then be promoted, which will promote them to Elite 1 and reset their level. It will also usually unlock some kind of talent for them. And then in some cases, that talent will be further improved upon them reaching the max level for that for their Elite 1. So you can see, for example, Melantha here has a talent of attack up that goes up to plus 4%, and then it gets upgraded again when she reaches the max level of Elite 1 level 55. And so obviously, that's a good thing, because even though it's a relatively small boost, it's still a boost nonetheless, and better than nothing, which is usually what lower tier operators get. I mean, like 2-stars just get a talent at level 30. I mean, she gets one immediately upon promotion, and then it gets upgraded again. So yeah, all in all, that's pretty good. Skills can also be leveled, and I'm not going to make a full video dedicated. I'm not going to describe skills like in full detail here. If I were to, it would come in probably some other video. But the point about skills is they can also be upgraded. They do require mats, and upgrading them helps usually makes them more available via their SP cost, or increases their duration and increases the stats. There's all kinds of things that you could get from an upgrade in terms of skills. But the point is, for 3-star operators, they can reach a max skill level of 7. And as stated before, because they get 10 extra levels initially, being able to be promoted to level 40, and then being able to reach Elite and then get to Elite 55, that's a lot. That's 65 levels worth of stats that they can get compared to 2-star units. So this is pretty much where most free-to-play players will start to invest some of their resources. So like Melantha is a very popular 3-star unit. Cruz over here is also another popular 3-star unit. Beagle's another one. These are all some like pretty popular 3-star units that people, free-to-play players will invest in. Moving on, we have our 4-star units, and 4-star units is, I believe, where like you really start to heavily invest into these units and consider them for your late game. Just because 3-star units, while there are some good ones, like I said, like you can see even here, I've invested quite a bit into Melantha, they will at some point eventually start to fall off for you, just because they can't reach the highest level of promotion, they don't have as many skills. Their talents usually aren't as good as higher tier units, and 4-star units really do remedy this because just like 3-star units, they can be promoted to Elite 1, and unlike 3-star units, being promoted to Elite 1 for a 4-star unit usually, always unlocks a secondary skill. Now, that secondary skill in some cases just flat out better than their first skill. In other cases, it's flat out worse than their first skill. And in some cases, it's actually just a side grade and opens up new additional possibilities. Sometimes you'll switch between the two skills depending on current circumstances. And that just opens up additional possibilities for you. So here we have Courier, for example. His first skill is just an initial the same deployment points gains that pretty much all DP skill vanguards have, and then he gets a second skill which also gives deployment points, even more deployment points, but in addition gives him some defense as well, and all for a single cost more of total SP, and he even can get the first skill off a little bit sooner thanks to the initial starting SP. So yeah, we 4-star units generally have just more flexibility because of the fact that they have 2 skills. They can also be promoted to Elite 2, which is a really big thing for them, being able to just get a whole nother set of levels via the promotion. They also will unlock their talent at Elite 1 and usually unlock it at Elite 1, and usually it'll be further improved upon at Elite 2. In terms of their levels, they can reach 45 before being promoted to Elite 1, and then get another 60 levels at Elite 1 before being promoted to Elite 2, where they can reach level 70 at Elite 2. So by the end of Elite 1, upon reaching their max level of Elite 1, they've got 10 levels over their 3-star counterparts, and then you just get another 70 levels from Elite 2. So you're getting plus 80 levels worth of stats for 4-star units compared to 3-star units, which is, pretty a pretty substantial amount. Also, this doesn't really affect gameplay, but at Elite 2, you generally you will get new artwork for your unit, which is kind of nice. You don't usually get those for Elite 1, the exception being Amiya, who does get one for being promoted to Elite 1, but all your other units, their artwork will usually only change from going from Elite 1 to Elite 2. So let's move on to 5-star units. So 5-star units are actually fairly similar to 4-star units in the fact that the difference here really isn't as large between 5-star and 4-star units as they are between 3 and 4-star units. They don't really get anything extra per se compared to 4-star units, so much as they generally just get better stuff and higher level caps. So 5-star units don't get a third skill or extra talents or stuff like that. They get the same 2 skills that 4-star units get. They usually also get a talent upon being promotion, and that talent also further usually gets improved upon reaching Elite 2. So again, it's not so much that they're getting extra stuff, but usually what happens is their skills are better and their talents are better. Again, that's a generalization, not necessarily true across the board, but that's usually what you're getting from a 5-star unit compared to a 4-star unit. So 5-star units actually have the max level of 50 at Elite 0. This is the maximum level any unit can reach, is level 50 at Elite 0. At which point they can be promoted to Elite 1, where they can reach a maximum level of 70, before going to Elite 2, where they get a maximum level of 80. So in total, they're getting an extra 25 levels compared to 4-star operators. And this is nice. This is obviously amounts to some nice stat bonuses, but it's not game breaking. It's not like the 80 levels that you're getting from between a 4 and a 3-star unit, right? This is a much more subdued bonus. So if you look at the bonus of 25 levels, it doesn't really seem to be as extreme as it is with 3 and 4, between like 3 and 4 star units, and it isn't. So like we said, like the main bonuses that you're going to be getting is generally better overall skills. So you're generally going to be getting higher ranked skills. At least for the first skill, it's generally going to be a higher rank, and then you also tend to get just like more unique and varied second skills. So things like Reed here getting her second skill has an attack plus 50 and then like a plus 20% arts damage boost, and then extra DP upon killing. Like that's kind of like a unique skill that you don't really see on like a 4-star version of her Vigna or 3-star version of her Plume. Those units tend to get just like more more like plain and normal bonuses that just like do things like have some modifier on them. You can see here like Jessica gets like usually like the first skill will usually be something generic like with like bonus stat modifiers, but then like the second skill is like attack plus 35 and 75% chance to dodge all incoming attacks. This is pretty good for a 4-star unit, but 5-star units just tend to get a bit more like unique skills than what 4-star units will get. The other thing too is their talent bonuses tend to be a little bit more extreme than say 4-star units. So you can see here that, for example, Perfumer has her Lavender skill, which is a plus 30% bonus, or restores 3% HP of allies by 3%. And then like Promotion's probably just going to increase that to 5%. Yeah, 5% there. You have Meteor here, which is getting plus 20% to aerial targets as a 4-star unit, and Promotion will probably increase that to like 35. Yeah, 35. Whereas, Reed here is getting, plus 10 res, and then it's going to be doubled to plus 20, sorry, that's 20 is doubled, not 40. Neural here has her healing boost, which increases her healing effects by 10, and then that just becomes a global healing boost. A Croissant here has 10% chance to resist physical and arts damage, with allies getting half that amount, and that's probably going to go up to 20, which it does. Yeah, so like a lot of these bonuses with 4-star units don't necessarily double. They might get close to it, but they usually don't double. Whereas like with 5-star units, you might like legit just get a 2x increase on your talent. And again, remember, this is all like generalizations. It's not like 100% true for all units, but for the sake of brevity, that's usually the case. So 6-star units, this is where it's at. Obviously, this is the highest rarity that you can get within a unit, and these get quite a lot of stuff. So they get 20 levels over 5-star units and 10 extra 20 levels. They get 20 levels over 5-star units, 10 extra at Elite 1, and 10 extra at Elite 2, being able to get to Elite 2 level 90 and Elite 1 level 80, compared to the 5-star operators, which get 80 at Elite 2 and 70 at Elite 1. Both of them get 50 at standard level, as mentioned before. So the levels obviously are going to give them some extra stats, but again, remember, we're getting diminishing returns because the difference between a 5 and 4-star unit was 25 levels, and so now we're only getting 20 levels. But the main thing that we're getting here isn't the 20 levels; it's all of the other bonus stuff. So 6-star units get 3 skills, 1 at each stage of promotion. So they start off with a skill, get 1 at E2, get 1 at E3. In some cases, again, getting another skill isn't necessary, can or can't be the end of the world. In some cases, their second skill might be their best skill, such as is the case with Helger. And Ifrit here, I believe, Ifrit here, her second skill is usually what people run, but, a new skill can be very useful. And in the case of someone like Silver Ash, his True Silver Slash is in fact his best skill. So again, getting the extra skill can be a massive boon. It could just be, something else that increases versatility, or it might be like a flat out worse skill than what they get. But nonetheless, it's something that they get over lower tier operators. The other thing that's big about them is that 6-star units tend to come in with 2 talents. Usually they start off with some kind of a talent. So like we can see here, we have Nightingale. Right from the beginning, I still haven't invested anything into her, and yet she automatically has a talent. And in some cases like this, the talent gets upgraded at Elite 1 and then gets upgraded at Elite 2. They usually also have a second talent that gets unlocked at Elite 2, such as what you're seeing here. This is going to be very similar to, for example, Silver Ash, who already has his leader talent that gets upgraded again at Elite 2 and unlocks Eagle Eyes at Elite 2. Same thing here for Helliger. He started off with his Waxing Moon. It was upgraded here at Elite 1, getting upgraded again at Elite 2, and then he's going to get Ingenious Strategy at Elite 2. And these talents are actually like pretty important, at least for like 6-star units. Talents tend to be like pretty like interesting, unique, and very relatively like powerful stuff, especially when they're fully upgraded. Like Nightingale over here, Nightingale over here is going from like 5, and she gets like 5 per promotion, so it ends up being like plus 15 res, which is a pretty massive bonus to be giving to, you know, all allies within range. This range goes up obviously when she gets promoted. Yeah, so like fairly large bonuses are coming from like these talents, and these talents are fairly like pretty unique when you get to these 6-star units. They tend to be they tend to play like a much greater role with compared to like lower tier operators. And then of course just the extra skill can be a massive boon for them depending on the situation of just how good their extra skill is. But that's generally what you're going to be getting with every single operator, depending on their star rarity. Obviously, the only real thing to say left about 6-star units is that they're generally like really good. There really hasn't been a 6-star unit that has been released that has been like, you know, a dud. They've all generally been really strong. And they're usually operators that you're going to build your team around, right? Like a 6-star unit will generally change, sort of give you that like massive power spike and sort of change how you might play some of the maps, and they'll generally like be the focus of your team composition. You'll usually build your squads with your 6-star units in place, and you know, whatever 5 and 4-star units you need to round out your team composition. But that's basically going to be it for this video. In the future, we'll continue to be releasing more beginner videos. Apologies for this one taking so long to release. It was meant to be released a lot earlier, as I mentioned before. Yeah, that's going to be all for this video, and I'll see everyone in the next one.